Ha. All right, man. We about to start right now. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. Yo, it's Hip Hop Heist, man. What up? We're gonna take a look at this video just came across my desk. The Drake Finesse, how he exploited young artists for years. I haven't watched it yet, so this is a true blind reaction. And yeah, we're just gonna get into it, man. If you're here right now, like and subscribe. We appreciate that shit. It helps out the channel, and it's free as hell. You feel me? You're free as heaven. Let's talk about it. Oop.
Wait, on the heels,
everybody's been saying.
This video came. This is off Bagfield channel. Heineken and Esso. So yeah, shout out to them.
Oh, we need to hear y'all opinion.
Oh, I'm gonna get.
Drake.
No, for real. No. Years ago, Esso said, if an upcoming artist gets a feature from Drake as their first or second single, this is what they sign up for. I'm gonna give the runway. And Esso's
Nobody believes me.
And wait, on the heels of that, on the heels of that. Oh, you gonna clean this up?
J. Cole just said that they were in a room, everybody was there, and Hove walked in, and Hove said, "Yo, Drake, give him a hit."
What does that mean?
That was for his first joint. Give him like his album was done, but he was like, "Yo, give him one for the rollout. Like, give him a hit, so he could roll them out."
But what? But what does that mean?
He's complaining about
that
the rollout.
Moment was his confidence killer, because Hove came in and was like, "Nigga, you can't do it. You need the boy."
But my thing is, right? Esso said this.
He didn't want to give up 110% of his song.
There you go. Because the first thing Esso said was, when you do the deal with Drake, it's 110%.
It was 100 at first, then it went to 110. It was 100, and then you had to put.
Oh, I'm setting up the alley-oop. I'm Gary Payton on this. Meaning, the first single you make no money off, and he owns. Wow. What happens after that, Esso?
Then you also had to have enough money.
So he's saying 110%, meaning you don't get none of the 100, and you gotta pay. That shit is sick. That shit is sick, man.
The budget.
Work the record.
Let's see what he
says.
says.
Then you also had to have enough money in the budget.
Work the record.
So you gotta show the money.
Yes.
And you gotta give up the rights.
How much, and to work a record, how much would it be to get it to where Drake needs it for it to be satisfied?
I don't know, because working a record, this is a very delicate talk. Because working the record.
Question for this.
Let me just say this, because I got to repeatedly say this on camera because of what happened when I said, "and you love him" when I was drunk. Okay? Working a record is not walking around paying DJs. That's what they're doing right now, because they're trying to end this whole DJ shit.
Yeah.
They want to take it all away. They want to take the power away. Just like the government. They want to take the power away from everybody. Yank it, yank it, yank it. When you work in a record, you're paying DJs in clubs all day long. That's how they eat. I don't know who's paying the people at the radio stations. That's above the pay grade of the people that you even think you talking to.
Yeah.
You know everything that you're talking about. All that stuff that you see Flex posting on, I'm telling you right now, I've never seen a $350,000 budget for radio airplay. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying that all the things that I've talked about, I've never seen that, right?
So he's saying, man, you gotta give the 100, give all your rights away. You got to give all your rights away, and you got to show the money that you have enough money to push the record in the budget. You know, whether that be through the label or if it's independent, which I don't know who independent just has that money laying around, but I mean, they're out there. But you also got to show, you got to show the money that you have enough to push the record. You know, and sometimes these labels are putting $100,000, $200,000 into a record. Like, as far as to make it get plays. You feel me?
You do have to go see all the DJs in other states.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay for room and board. You have to pay for food, and you have to pay for travel.
The publicist.
And you have to pay for the publicist. It's a lot of people that's on the team from the record
It's a
label that's
machine.
also going. So when you have 4 people on the road with you, that comes out your budget. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure some people are doing business where they're taking their money to do whatever it is they got to do. I'm not around the country. That's their business.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did, but when they say work a record, everybody has to be clear because all the starving rappers and singers, that's y'all excuse. Oh, niggas paying. No, your shit is whack.
So on the heels of that,
Okay, go ahead.
was Kendrick's record just better
Yeah.
for the label to work it? Not because Drake is
Oh,
no,
I'm
no,
glad
no,
y'all asked this
no,
question.
no. I'm gonna
let him go first, and I'm gonna go second.
It's not only was it a great record, great melody, great timing. On top of that, it's the perfect storm too for the label to help push it. And on top of that, what people don't know, and it's not a lot of money, but Kendrick put 30 to 40,000 into marketing that record initially to push it. The same thing that Drake is talking about that he got the advantage of. He paid his money on top of the label paying the money.
But you don't think Drake paid his money for his record too?
He don't have.
You don't have to. The label's gonna
Drake's
do it.
situation.
It's hypocritical.
Listen.
So they went above him.
Let me say this.
Let him cook.
He didn't go above him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's address 2 things. Drake's situation is different. Kendrick comes from TDE. They are from the ground up.
Yeah.
They do their shit right there. They go on the radio. They do everything. They're in-house, nigga.
Grassroots
All right,
almost.
which is totally different. Cash Money was like that, but Drizzy is with Lucian. He became the biggest dude. Drizzy don't gotta invest in himself. Are you crazy? He don't have to, right? Kendrick comes from the mentality. That's West Coast mentality. Oakland, the Bay, Los Angeles. That's the mentality. I'm not waiting
SoCal, yep.
I'm not waiting on Boy.
Yeah.
I'm putting my money up. Boy gonna give it back to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how this shit gonna go. I'm not waiting on Boy. You know why? I don't know whose side Boy is on. Boy might be on Drake's side. Fuck that. I'm doing it myself. Number two, which is the biggest key. I almost said this online, but I waited for Ghost to get back because I knew niggas were gonna ask me. Drake and Kendrick have the same distribution company, not label. That's what y'all are getting twisted.
Mm-hmm.
Their label people is still battling their label people. So if their label people are strategists and say, oh, we're gonna beat Drake this time, we're gonna drop the percentage down 30%. That don't mean Lucian has something to do with that. That don't mean nothing. This is my label. And I said before, I said, we're going to find out who's stronger. I said this to y'all.
Yeah.
I said, is it going to be...
See, he's saying that you could be under the same... Well, he's saying, too, that Kendrick, even though they're through Universal Music Group, that's the distribution. You get what I'm saying? Each label... They have label people under, it could be under Universal Music Group, but the teams are different. You get what I'm saying? The teams, the A&Rs, those people are different. So when you're working with an artist, you part of that team, and it's not even an A&R that works with multiple artists. That doesn't mean that they are part of the team. You get what I'm saying? You have to be like Kendrick's team. There's probably the smallest circle of people around Kendrick because and maybe possibly around Drake too, but we know that he's backed by the label for many I mean he's backed by the machine for many years, so you never know who's in that circle. But what I'm saying is that each team is it could be under the same label distribution, UMG, but they are not the same people on in those teams. Like, they're different people. You get what I'm saying? Each people have their own entourage, right? So it's not the same entourage for each artist. and they're not working for all artists. I mean, yeah, Drake has his own team. Kendrick has his own team. They're still supplied by what? UMG to make sure these records get pushed and blah blah blah. But I'm saying this, that each artist has their own team. That's why it is a Drake v Kendrick, like. And what he's saying is that Lucien Grange, because of that, Lucien Grange, he might not even be part of any of the team. He's the guy that's the boy that he's saying, Esso's saying that supplies the money. Kendrick is not gonna wait on the boy, Lucien Grange, to give him the money to push the record. Kendrick is going to put up his own money to push the record, and then have the boy, right, Lucien Grange, paying back.
Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine, or is it gonna be Drizzy in them? I told y'all this.
This is months ago.
Months ago. I said, it all depends. I said, we're gonna find out who's stronger. Number 3. Kendrick beat him at his own game.
Yeah, he did.
Kendrick, see,
Masterpiece.
what niggas was doing with Drake was, this is the old battles. The old battles was, I'm gonna spit at you, I'm gonna try to do this, I'm gonna try to do this. You know what Drizzy did to Meek Mill? He made a sonically good diss record.
Right.
Back to back that everybody could identify with. Meek Mill lost that battle on the radio wave.
Yeah.
Not through lyrics. So it's ironic that the person who makes great records got outdone by Kendrick. Right. And not only was Kendrick's record better, straight up and down, right? It rallied a whole world. The chant was, ain't nobody like us.
Right.
It was genius.
Yeah.
I didn't get it until I saw the Arabs over there talking about they not like us. Then I said, oh my God, he won.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
He said till the Arabs over there with the AKs and the motherfucking gold, the gold fucking toilets is like, they're not like us.
And that's a tough situation for Drake to absorb. And I knew it. Remember when we sat with Joe, I said, he can't let this go. It's eating his soul. That's why when you kept asking me, why does he have to make a play for the Super Bowl? Because psychologically, he can't handle it to the point.
Well, but do you think,
what's up?
Do you think that he hears it out when he goes out? Or do you think people stop, like, all right, let me...
What do you mean here?
I'm going to tell
when
you.
he goes out.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this.
Go, yo, put that Kendrick shit away. Like,
I'm going to tell you this. People be looking and talking, because I was with a DJ, I'm not going to say his name, that was in trouble at one time. It had a little, like, people was looking at him and all that. And when we held him down, when he walked away, everybody said something. When he walked by, everybody was like, ain't that so-and-so? And me and my man, we stood by his side still. It didn't matter. But I know just from that experience, I know everybody talking.
Yeah.
But my thing about, finish your thought. Because you said something about with Dre, you were saying something.
Everybody, every time, if you the hot topic, I've learned that from, man, everybody's talking about somebody else. It's not, it's unfortunate, but it's politics, and that's just what it is, man. Goofy.
Yeah, but my thing is, Drake has benefited from manipulating this machine. And to the point of, you talking about this is for artist independence, right? You giving it back to the artists. But the deal of that 110%, you put the artists in a position they can never fucking win.
But why wasn't he giving it back to the artists before he
There you go!
If it was all about that, you should have...
Hi, Spencer Raskoff, co-founder and chair of Picasso, coming to you from Harvard, where when I'm not working on Picasso, I teach a...
Bro, get this guy off my TV, bro. Right now. I don't want to see no more of this fucking guy's face.
Yeah, you should have been giving it back to them from Jump Street.
This is why the Migos don't perform Versace. This is why the song with Lil Baby and Drake, you don't hear it like that. The other song with Block Boy JB, Look Alive. But when Esso said this
Block Boy JB was the person that exposed it.
Yes.
If we want to talk about it, I heard it from Block Boy JB on a platform. But and they said they took it. I heard it about the Versace
Yes.
on a platform. Because they said that they didn't make no money, but it was a great investment to get them on the road, and it didn't work because people wanted to see Drake perform the song with them.
So Drake, if you're about artists, give back Versace to Takeoff's family. Do that.
Okay.
If you really gonna talk that talk,
you got a lot of suggestions for
crazy. Why not?
You got a lot of suggestions.
He the one who put it out there. I'm about the artist. Give it back to Offset and give it back to Quavo. Give Block Boy JB back the record.
We all know that that's not real.
I understand, but don't use that talking point.
I just don't know. See, this is the point where the people really gonna get mad at me. You gotta look at who's advising this. Because remember this, when Puffy got on and did that apology, what I called everybody, I said, why is he doing this shit? Who's advising? Who is advising y'all? Everybody just need to just chill. Drake, you don't gotta sue nobody. You Drizzy. For real. One rap battle is not making you not Drizzy. It's the other actions that's making you not Drizzy. Just chill. You still
Yeah, you know what I seen earlier today. Homegirl I follow, she's in a different state. She's not in California, but she's somewhere else. She put up, I still like Drake. I don't care. I mean, it is what it is, but you know, the radio fans, they're not really involved in too deep into politics. You get what I'm saying? Like the real hip hop fan, maybe, yeah. You like, I ain't fucking with Drake no more, cause all this extra shit he doing. He should just be rapping his ass off. Like let's be real. Drake should be rapping his ass off, and not doing all this extra shit. Like, you know what I mean? He really should just be rapping, like putting out these back to back type of shit. I mean, we seen him take out Meek Mill. It's just kind of crazy that he's not trying to go do that with Kendrick. I mean, I do understand Kendrick is the god of this shit. He's a real modern day prophet of the hip hop music, but maybe Drake knows that. That's probably why he's not putting nothing on wax. I mean, he has dropped shit since all the diss records, but nothing aimed too hard like what Kendrick is doing to him. You know?
Hitmaker, you can take your money. You got enough money that if they don't promote your record right, hire your own radio dude, promote your record. Maybe you do what Justin Timberlake did when he went solo. He did a lot of boutique spots around the country, around the world, so he could touch the fans, so he could reignite his fan base. It's many ways to do it, bro. I think just the whole team is panicking because shit tanks so fast. But just like it went down, you can bring it back up. These clowns out here forget fast. They'll be on your top pause when you come back with a hit record.
Well, the petition is there though. So do you think they're gonna cut him a deal, or do you think what do you think is gonna happen with that?
Ooh, that Lucian's gonna give him $10 billion? $10 billion?
Not $10 billion.
I mean, $2 billion.
Or do you think they'll work it out?
When you embarrass white people like this publicly,
he's white though,
but still, but they still know he's half nigga, so they're gonna account for that. They're not looking at him like the way they would look at Sebastian.
That's true.
When you do what you do, we already saw a sample size with Diddy when he went after Diageo. Do not be surprised. Months down the line, there's a campaign talking about Drake as a groomer.
No, that's facts. They're coming at that. They're coming with that quick. Like, we seen what Diddy did with, what happened with Diageo. Yes, Diddy did beat up that girl, Cassie, right? We seen the video. But Diageo owns a bunch of media companies. They're also gonna, don't think for 1 second that they're not making up more news articles just to continue to slander on the guy that took $1 billion from them, right? Diageo, the liquor company, gave him $1 billion over time to be ambassador. Well, then he turned around and sued them, tried to make them look wrong. Like, nah, they own these media companies. What is king right now? media, king, content creation, like. So of course they're going to do everything they can to blast that man's name. Like, so what he's saying, Esso's saying right here, that Kendrick, uh, now that Drake is firing off and doing this petition, now the lawsuit um, against UMG. Man, you think about how much power UMG has versus Drake. Like, one person is bigger. No one person is bigger than the program. You feel me? So let's not forget that, man. And let's keep it going.
The campaign.
That's already happened.
No, see, there was always talks about Diddy. It's always been in the ethos. But then when they press the button, all of a sudden we never knew.
That's the stigma he's fighting right now.
No, but they're gonna right now.
That's what I'm saying. He
Bro,
put the tour
I
out.
just saw him in his arms wrapped around Diddy twins. I just saw him. Chill. Double chill, bro.
And then he just announced a tour, the Anita Max win, and, and they got a little girl on the thing.
It's called the rollout.
Yo, bro,
they're gonna do it.
Hey, yo, bro,
that's crazy.
this is all. But see,
crazy,
but look, this is all games though. See, this is how this shit starts, right? People get in a rut and they start wanting to play games. They know Puffy's in jail. We know Puffy and Drake. You know, people don't really like Puffy, and Puffy knows that now, right? And you gonna go flick up with his twins? That's violation. You playing out here. You playing in niggas' faces, bro. You know what I'm saying? Then you want sympathy when Kendrick alludes to you doing what people say doing, but then you allude to Kendrick beating his wife. He didn't sue you, bro. He just went on a video with his wife, crip walking. Yeah. That's what he did. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go sue nobody. So when I'm telling everybody they got Wayne, they got Cam Newton telling Wayne to do a diss track, Cam Newton, you not in the music business. Right. Chill. Chill. Stick to NFL talking and all that Sports Center, First Take and all that. Yeah. Don't advise Wayne to pull a coffin out his mouth too. Okay?
I'm telling you, like,
everybody need to leave this little part of my French. Everybody need to leave this man alone.
When you play the games with these big corporations, just like when we spoke about Diageo, I was like, I've seen enough for years. They don't take kindly to this. And it's going to start off small. And it's going to spiral out of control. Because whether he gets...
They denied us when we said it. See, we be saying this all day. We argued with Rory about this. And I text Rory when it's dry. We argued him down. I'm calling it out. We argued him down. And he said, nah, y'all really think that? I worked for Diageo. Do y'all really think that? We was the first niggas to say it. Not the last, not second. The first niggas to say it. Yo, all this happened with the Diageo shit. Period. So I don't know why people playing around.
So effectively, Ghost, whether he gets paid or not, his career is done.
Who?
Drake.
You think it's over?
Or from the scale...
Listen, if he gets paid... I'm sorry.
No. From the scale we know... All right, let's say this, right? I'm on Twitter, he's Instagram, and you're YouTube. But he's suing Instagram. But... we're all brothers in this technology space.
And I'm suing YouTube too.
Yeah, but no, let's just say he sues Instagram only. And we watch that. And Instagram calls Twitter and YouTube and says, bro, shut the engine down.
Definitely, it's done.
Are they brothers in arms or not?
They brothers in arms. Because they're not going to let the artist be bigger than the machine.
People don't know the type of people we all be around.
See what Russ has to say.
With no alcohol and see what that feels like, you know. And I got to do this movie. We filmed it like September, October, and I was so nervous about it because I'm like, man, like these are long days, Monday through Friday, 12-hour days.
Yeah.
You can't drink, you know,
Yeah.
and
You
I'm
can't
just like,
escape
I'm
any
like,
moment.
I'm like, how am I gonna do this? Because I'm gonna be so.
Drake around the
Yes.
same time.
Yes.
And you had a very realizing moment for yourself, like, oh, I'm very far off.
Yeah, that would
part.
happen all the time.
Give me a couple of examples of records that you would listen to during that time that will make you realize there's room to grow in a certain direction. Maybe starting with Take Care. What was it that Take Care showed you which your game was still lacking?
Drake is the god of vocal execution in rap.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I don't care what.
Yeah, we don't want to hear that. They're probably gonna flag my video too. Apple Music and little weenies. Let's watch this. Why Pharrell never respected Drake?
Taunts, sneak disses, and outright jabs, Pharrell has maintained a stoic silence, never directly engaging, and their dynamic is as puzzling as it is intriguing, with fans speculating about what keeps Pharrell silent in the face of Drake constantly trying to provoke him. But what many don't realize is Pharrell's tension with Drake actually traces back over a decade, and it didn't even begin with Drake. It started with Lil Wayne, and even before that, with Birdman. But to fully understand the roots of this ongoing beef, we need to rewind. Born on April 5th, 1973, Pharrell grew up in the Atlantis Projects in Virginia Beach. His love for music began as he listened to old records lying around the house, which prompted him to listen to the likes of Aretha Franklin, Stevie Wonder, and others. As Pharrell's interest in music grew, his grandmother gave him his first snare drum, and Pharrell's journey in music began. Pharrell joined the school band as a percussionist, where he met Chad Hugo, who played the saxophone. He and Chad connected instantly and began making music together non-stop. Inspired by the King Neptune statue on Virginia Beach and their roots in the Atlantis Projects, it seemed fitting to call themselves the Neptunes. Virginia Beach didn't exactly have a booming music scene like New York or Los Angeles, which initially left Pharrell feeling hopeless about pursuing a music career. However, this changed when Teddy Riley moved into the area and opened a studio called Future Records, right across from Pharrell's high school. By that time, Riley had already achieved legendary status in the music industry, working with artists like Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, and most famously, Michael Jackson. To give back to the community, Riley began hosting talent shows at Pharrell's school. Instantly impressed by Pharrell and Chad's talent, Riley brought them into his studio, and the duo later signed with his label. Pharrell soon found himself contributing to Riley's work on the record Rump Shaker by Rex and Effect, which earned him major writing credits for his contribution. And from there, his career began to really take off. Under Riley's mentorship, the duo honed their craft and quickly became some of the most sought-after producers and writers in the music industry. They collaborated with artists ranging from Gwen Stefani and Justin Timberlake to Snoop Dogg, producing over 24 songs that reached the US Billboard Hot 100 charts. By 2001, Pharrell and Chad Hugo had established their own label imprint, Star Trek Entertainment. The label became home to an impressive roster of talent, including Khalees, Robin Thicke, and Teyana Taylor, as well as a joint venture with Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style record label. And most notably, Star Trek signed the rap duo Clips.
Whoa. Clips, Mr. Me Too. I think that was a Wayne, Mr. Me Too, that was a Wayne, diss, I believe. Bypass these ads, you know what I mean? They try to fucking copyright.
Pharrell's and Chad's innovative production style was gaining serious attention far and wide, including from none other than Birdman, who wanted to capitalize on the fresh, game-changing sound the Neptunes were bringing to the table. The song, What Happened to That Boy, came to fruition as the Cash Money and Star Trek camps came together on one of the biggest songs of the year. The track's infectious production and unconventional flows from both Birdman and Clips made it an instant hit. While the track was a success, it also became the starting point for Pharrell and Pusha T's long-lasting beef with Cash Money. Basically, Birdman, who is notoriously known for being frugal with his money, reportedly never paid Pharrell or Chad Hugo for the instrumental of What Happened to That Boy. This financial slight would create the divide between Pharrell and the Cash Money camp. From that point on, tensions escalated between Birdman and Pharrell.
You know what? That's all too familiar too in the industry is producers, writers, film production team. I mean, cameramen. You know, a lot of them ain't getting paid what they're due, and if any. So I could see how Pharrell, you know, that'll build up a resentment, man. You gotta pay your producers, man.
in their respective crews. This included Pusha T and the rest of Clips on one side, and Cash Money artists like Lil Wayne on the other. The situation worsened in 2005 when Lil Wayne entered the picture. He initially asked Pharrell for a Billionaire Boys Club outfit to wear in a music video, but Pharrell refused, still understandably bitter for not being paid for the What Happened to That Boy beat. Undeterred, Wayne purchased the clothes himself and rocked them in his video anyway. In the 2006 Smack DVD video, Wayne even doubled down by rocking Bape, another brand Pharrell had deep ties to through his friendship with Japanese designer and owner Nigo. To top it off, Wayne flaunted his all Bape look on the cover of Vibe magazine to continue getting back at Pharrell. The feud escalated musically in 2006 when Clips and Pharrell responded with the track Mr. Me Too. The song took direct shots at Wayne, with No Malice delivering the cutting line, "Bite the style from the shoes to the watches," and Lil Wayne didn't hold back in his rebuttal. But before we get into that, as someone who does a lot of research for these videos, I find that,
man, fuck that.
in a critique of his unwillingness to confront Kanye West, hip-hop's most storied rivalries, marked by years of subliminal shots, direct disses, and moments that shook the culture. However, not many people know it was a part of a larger beef between Pharrell and Cash Money, because after Drake signed to Cash Money Records and was deeply loyal to his mentor Lil Wayne, he found himself inheriting the beef with Pusha T. Push set his sights on Drake in the track Don't With Me, a diss track built on Drake's own Dreams Money Can Buy beat, after Pusha felt Drake subbed him with this line. In the song, Pusha fired multiple shots, including a jab at Drake's lyric writing and a critique of his unwillingness to confront Kanye West and Jay-Z directly. The rivalry continued for a while, with sporadic shots traded between the two on various tracks from 2013, but the beef reached its boiling point in 2018 when Pusha released Daytona. The closing track, Infrared, reignited the feud by accusing Drake of relying on ghostwriters. Drake quickly responded with Duppy Freestyle, which, as we all know by now, prompted Pusha T to release arguably one of the most brutal diss tracks in hip-hop history with The Story of Adidon, resulting in Drake's first public L. But this is where things start to get interesting, because 3 years on from Drake's 2021 feud with Pusha, after the passing of Virgil Abloh, Pharrell was named the new creative director of Louis Vuitton, and this didn't sit well with Drake. During a transformative period in his career, Pharrell launched one of the world's first online auction platforms, which he named Jupiter. The inaugural auction, titled Son of a Pharaoh, was a tribute to his father, Pharrell Williams, and featured a curated collection of items that carried monumental significance in hip-hop history. Among the pieces up for bidding were several iconic chains from Pharrell's time in the music and fashion industries. These included his Billionaire Boys Club pendant, a symbol of his groundbreaking clothing brand, his NERD chain, representing his legendary music group, and even a solid gold Sony PSP. Before the auction, these artifacts were displayed in New York City on October 15th, 2022, before being sold later that month. Pharrell announced that the proceeds from the auction would be donated to Black Ambition, an initiative he founded to support Latinx and Black entrepreneurs, particularly women. And thanks to this noble cause and the incredible value of the items up for sale, the auction was a massive success, grossing over $5.25 million, most of which came from an anonymous buyer. Shortly after this auction in 2022, Drake and 21 Savage dropped their collaborative album, Her Loss, which included Drake's solo track, Jumbotron Poppin'. In early 2023, the music video for the song sparked controversy, as it prominently showcased Pharrell's iconic jewelry and auctioned items. From start to finish, Drake flexed these pieces, making it clear he had purchased nearly every notable chain from the Son of a Pharaoh auction. The video was filled with shots.
Cuz is petty, bruh. That's crazy.
Jumbotron Poppin'. In early 2023, the music video for the song sparked controversy, as it prominently showcased Pharrell's iconic jewelry and auctioned items. From start to finish, Drake flexed these pieces, making it clear he had purchased nearly every notable chain from the Son of a Pharaoh auction. The video was filled with shots of Drake flaunting Pharrell's chains, a move seemingly intended to taunt him, and despite his deliberate effort, Pharrell chose to keep it classy and not respond to Drake's antics. Later in 2023, Drake took the rivalry further on the track Meltdown from Travis Scott's album Utopia. This time, Drake dissed both Pharrell and Pusha T, with the lines that made his intentions crystal clear. "My schedule is out. Come spin us. For real. Man, forget all that spinning the narrative stuff. I melt down the chains that I bought from your boss. Give a damn about all of that heritage stuff." Now, Drake obviously doesn't hold back here, with fans speculating that his emphasis on the words "for real" was a subtle nod to Pharrell, especially since he immediately launches into a diss aimed squarely at Pusha T. Drake taunts Pusha by referring to the jewelry he bought from Pharrell's auction, mocking Pusha T by calling Pharrell his quote-unquote boss. And since Pusha T was signed to Pharrell's label Star Trek early in his career, Drake uses this connection to demean both Pharrell and Pusha, diminishing the significance of Pharrell's jewelry by threatening to melt it down, a statement underscoring how little he values Pharrell's legacy and heritage tied to Pharrell's Pharrell's contributions to hip-hop. But Drake didn't stop there and followed up with even more jabs, delivering lines like, "Since V not around, the members done hung up the Louis. They not even wearing that stuff. Don't come to the boy about repairing some stuff. Don't come to the boy about sparing some stuff. You lucky that Vogue was soon, cause I would have been with the Wasses in Paris and stuff." Here, Drake laments the passing of Virgil Abloh and takes aim at Pharrell, now the creative director at Louis Vuitton, insinuating that the brand has lost its edge under Pharrell's leadership. He even loosely threatens that he would have shown up to Pharrell's first Louis Vuitton show in Paris with the Was Gang, a Toronto street gang. However, due to his legal battle with Condé Nast, the media conglomerate behind Vogue, he didn't have the time. The settled lawsuit happened after Drake and 21 Savage launched a fake press campaign for their album Her Loss, which included parody content like a mock NPR Tiny Desk, SNL performance, and Vogue cover, which Condé Nast sued them for copyright infringement. Unlike Drake's typical subliminal disses, this verse is a blatant attack on Pharrell, leaving no room for misinterpretation. The tension also placed Travis Scott in an awkward position, as Pharrell produced and co-wrote the track Love, featuring Kid Cudi on Utopia. Additionally, Pharrell and Travis had recently collaborated on the song Down in Atlanta. Still, despite Drake's repeated provocations, Pharrell refused to respond, maintaining his silence and composure.
Man, Drake a petty motherfucker though. Let's get one of these comments while we bypass this ad. Jay Walker said Pharrell looked at Drake like if I wanted that stuff, I would have sold it. I'm a grown man now. Pharrell, a vampire. He's over 50 and still looks 10 years younger than Drake. Yo. He said, I don't like you popping shit at Pharrell. For him, I inherit the beef. Fuck all that pussy. P. Let me see you push a T. Alright, Drake, it was corny for that because Pharrell sold his jewelry for a charity. He didn't care about those chains. Yeah, it's true. Man, what's up with this fucking ad, though? Yeah, man, if y'all could, like and subscribe. That shit's free as hell. Helps out the channel, though. Let's get back into it, man.
In 2024, Kendrick Lamar returned to the spotlight with a show-stopping verse on Metro Boomin and Future's We Don't Trust You. On the track Like That, Kendrick teased his reemergence, but it wasn't until Drake dropped Push-Ups that the gloves came off. Kendrick fired back with his first direct diss track aimed at Drake titled Euphoria. In it, Kendrick spits, I don't like you popping stuff at Pharrell. For him, I inherit the beef. Yeah, forget all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. You better off spinning again on him before you think about pushing me. Here, Kendrick shows...
Wow, that bar came out, actually... That's prophetic. I mean, Kendrick prophesied, foreshadowed, whatever you want to call it, because he is definitely taking it further than Pusha T after Drake, you know, tried to battle, but it just, this is deeper than rap. You feel me? It's deeper than rap.
His loyalty to Pharrell, making it clear he's stepping in to defend him after years of Drake's taunts. By saying he inherits the beef, Kendrick draws a parallel to how Drake inherited Lil Wayne's feud with Pusha T. The Pushin' P line works on multiple levels, referencing both the Gunna and Future hit Pushin' P and Pharrell's nickname, P. Now, at this point, this feud has drawn in some of hip-hop's most influential figures, with Drake, Pusha T, Pharrell, and Kendrick at the center of a battle that blends legacy, personal grievances, and creative rivalries. But Drake wasn't done, because on his diss track Family Matters, using both his lyrics and the accompanying music video to deliver a pointed response, Drake dropped the line, "You want to take it for Pharrell? And come get his legacy out of my house." This was a direct jab at Kendrick, with Drake essentially taunting him to retrieve Pharrell's possessions and quote-unquote legacy, now in Drake's hands following the Jupiter auction. It's a sly remark, implying that if Kendrick truly wants to inherit Pharrell's beef, he should have stepped up and purchased the items himself. In the video, Drake reinforces this sentiment by again prominently displaying Pharrell's iconic chains, which are worn by his longtime accountant, OVO Juju. This visual flex makes it clear that Drake is claiming ownership of Pharrell's legacy, at least in a material sense, and doesn't intend to remove his foot from his neck. Kendrick responded decisively with 2 back-to-back tracks, Meet the Grams and Not Like Us, which effectively destroyed Drake in this beef and shifted the narrative in Kendrick's favor by the early summer of 2024. These tracks continued Kendrick's strategy of exposing Drake's alleged private misdeeds and casting doubt on his public persona. Pharrell, who had remained silent throughout this feud, finally broke his silence indirectly. Just weeks after Kendrick's diss tracks, Pharrell released Double Life, a song from the Despicable Me 4 soundtrack. While the track was written for a children's movie, the lyrics raised eyebrows as they seemed to address many of the issues Kendrick had brought to light about Drake. The song contains lines like, "Hey, what are you hiding? What are you doing when you're gone? Your life, double-sided, two-faced like coins. What side do I get? Which side are you on?" These lyrics were widely interpreted as Pharrell calling out Drake for leading a quote-unquote double life, with Pharrell basically questioning Drake's authenticity, suggesting he isn't the person he presents to the public. The track continues with, "Some of your dirt has come to light. Why were you speeding up that hill until the brakes come off? And someone saw you in a fight. Am I right?" Here, Pharrell seems to acknowledge and confirm.
Hey, Pharrell codes for that. He put the diss on the children's movie song. That shit is hilarious. So forever, that Despicable Me will have Drake a Drake diss on it. That's actually pretty cold.
The rumors Kendrick exposed. The chorus alludes to Drake's jet-setting lifestyle and suggests that his reputation is now hanging by a thread. "You got cars to drive, plenty of jets to fly. When will you arrive? You're running out of time. Don't you see that everything's on the line?" Considering Pharrell's history of maintaining an almost monk-like demeanor, Double Life stands out as an unusually pointed response. P's response, delivered through a song for a children's movie, aligns with his ethos of non-confrontation while still addressing the situation in his own way. And, whether intentional or not, Double Life added another layer to this decade-long feud, and it's a move that perfectly encapsulates Pharrell's ability to respond without compromising his reputation for peace.
That's one of the 48 laws of power. I can't remember which one it is, but it's like play the game. Like, don't show no emotion. But he got him back to a children's song on a fucking children's movie. Like, that shit is brilliant.
Professionalism.
You know what I mean? We're going to bypass this little ad real quick. Let me read a comment. It says, "I'm still confused." Jay Reese says, "I'm still confused as to why Drake thinks buying Pharrell's chains from an auction. Pharrell's setup is like the same as snatching them off Pharrell's neck or something. Yeah, that's the goofy part in Drake. Let's be real. Ain't no real motherfucking dude gonna do that. Like, he bought the chains. They were for charity. Obviously, Pharrell did not want the chains no more. And then he puts them all in his video like he's a fucking thug. That's crazy to me. Further proof that he's just uncultured as fuck. That's not how that works, my guy. Yeah, Jay Reese. You're definitely not wrong on that. Let's get back into this shit.
Pharrell Williams is a man of many roles. A creative director at Louis Vuitton, a key partner with Adidas, the founder of a skincare line, an advisor to Nigo's brand Human Made, and he's still a prolific music producer for artists across the industry. His ventures span far beyond music, even including a unique biographical collaboration with Lego to create a movie about his life. With so many business partnerships and creative endeavors, Pharrell has mastered the art of maintaining a clean track record and preserving his relationships. And this was on full display during a recent GQ interview, where he accepted the award for Fashion Designer of the Year. When questioned about his reluctance to address controversies, Pharrell offered a thoughtful and philosophical response. "Silence is an exercise. Allowing your work to speak for you is an exercise. Being okay with the fact that most people are going to miss it. Being extra okay with the fact that the people who don't miss it, who decide they want to act like it was their idea, they're going to get very loud about it. And they're going to get the credit for it. Until some of the real sleuths out there will be like, nah, here go the receipts. And you wait on that, but you stay in silence. You don't say nothing. As Pusha says, if you know, you know." Later during the interview, the discussion turned to Drake's purchase of Pharrell's iconic jewelry during the Jupiter auction. And when asked about the sale, Pharrell downplayed its significance and dismissed any personal attachment to the items. "You never realize how much all the stuff you have weighs on you, but it does. You don't know until you get rid of it. The muscles in my back, now they work without straining. When you let that go, man, you feel so free." At this point, when the interviewer pressed further, referencing Drake's purchase, Pharrell's response was remarkably calm and concise. Here, Pharrell continued to project an air of indifference, even calling Drake a quote-unquote fan and highlighting his obsession for hip-hop memorabilia. At the heart of all of it, he's a fan of music. He's a fan of the history of what it is, and I happen to be a part of that. And those artifacts are a part of that. Now, Drake's fascination with hip-hop history is well documented. He was once an active member of the Neptunes online forums in the early 2000s and even spent $200 on a microphone signed by Pusha T, a subtle nod Pharrell seemed to allude to.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts Drake for sure. Since Drake was once purchased a $200 Pusha T autographed microphone Says I was like a really, really big Clips fan. Aw, damn.
And when the interviewer brought up Drake's disses on Meltdown and Family Matters, Pharrell's lack of concern remained steadfast. And then he was rapping about melting the jewelry down and saying, come get his legacy out of my house and all that stuff. How did that strike you? It didn't. When you let things go, a huge part of it is actually letting go. Not just of the physical item, but letting go of your connection to what it's supposed to mean, or the memory. That was the purpose. Despite Drake's repeated attempts to beef, Pharrell remains unbothered, focusing instead on his broader legacy and responsibilities. It's a sharp contrast to Drake, who has long been known for holding grudges, petty remarks, and sneak dissing throughout his career. Meanwhile, Pharrell has faced far bigger challenges in his career, from the Blurred Lines lawsuit with Robin Thicke over Marvin Gaye's intellectual property, to his recent legal fallout with former Neptune's collaborator Chad Hugo. Pharrell has navigated controversies with grace, even under public scrutiny or facing animal rights protests at his shows. He's consistently maintained a mature and composed demeanor. Pharrell is a married father of 4, and this kind of beef seems to be something that he's too grown to deal with, whereas Drake seems to have an age problem as he continues to navigate getting older but clinging on to his youthful lifestyle. Ultimately, Pharrell's response, or lack thereof, speaks volumes about his priorities. While Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar have taken Drake head-on in lyrical battles, Pharrell doesn't engage. Not because he's indifferent, but because he knows his energy is better spent elsewhere. In contrast, Drake's efforts to provoke him seem more like the actions of someone looking for validation, rather than a true rival. But YouTube thinks you'll love the video on screen. Click to watch now.
Word. Yup. I gotta get out of here real quick, man. Thank y'all for watching Hip Hop Heist, man. Like and subscribe. And yeah, we'll be back. So yeah, be happy, man. Do what thou wilt, and find the peace that you need. Be out of here, Pop. Actually.